Hi, this is Larry Naselli with Keller Williams Realty Signature with a 5-minute real estate market update. Well, we're in the last month of 2021, and what an extraordinary year 2021 has been. I'm sure you've heard on the news about the dramatic rise in home prices, and you've probably heard stories about houses that go on the market and within a few hours they're sold with multiple offers above list price. That was 2021, an exceptional year. But what is up ahead? That's what I'd like to talk about with you for a few minutes. And I've posted two graphics to help us understand and get perspective on what's been happening in the real estate market and what's ahead of us. The first graphic, if you take a look at it, it's a bar graph of showing time activity month by month for 2020 and 2021. Now, Showing Time is the scheduling platform that real estate agents use to book appointments for their buyers to look at properties that are for sale. And as such, Showing Time activity can give us a good window onto buyer enthusiasm. And buyer enthusiasm is a great leading indicator of where the real estate market is headed. And so, what we see in 2020, you'll notice a big drop off in appointments, showing time appointments in March and April. No mystery what was happening there is the lockdowns relating to the COVID-19 scare, and then in May you see the showings bounce right back up. 2020 was a very strong year of buyer enthusiasm, and 2021, for most of 2021, even stronger. And so these buyer enthusiasm is looking very good, although you see at the very end of 2021 it trailing off a little bit. So is buyer enthusiasm waning? Let's look at the second graph to get a little historical perspective. The second graph there is a bar graph of showing time activity year by year, and it goes from 2021 back to 2017. And 2017, 18, and 19 are the most normal real estate market we have to look at in recent history. And you can see where the buyer enthusiasm was there compared to 2020, where buyer enthusiasm is just in the stratosphere. And then 2021 has dropped off a little bit compared to 2020. But when you look at it in comparison to a normal real estate market, you can see that buyer enthusiasm in 2021 is still sky high, and it continues sky high compared to what is normal. Now, with all those buyers in the market, we still have a short inventory of houses for sale. So back in the spring and early summer of 2021 in our marketplace, the inventory of houses was 1 to 2 months worth of inventory. To give some idea of what that means, a balanced market is 6 months of inventory. And so there's a desperate shortage of houses. This drove, with the buyer enthusiasm that there was, this drove prices higher and brought a lot of buyers into the market. So we increased the number of houses that we have for sale, but we're still at only 2 to 4 months worth of inventory. And that is still a very strong seller's market. So you have high buyer enthusiasm and still a lack of houses for sale, many more buyers than houses to buy. That's a strong buyer's market. And so although nobody expects prices to continue rising as steeply as they did in 2020 and 2021, prices are still rising robustly. The most conservative estimates that I've seen are in the 5 to 6 to 6.5% range for 2022. So it's a very strong seller's market. If you're a seller, if you're a homeowner, you've gained a lot of equity in your home over the last 2 years, 2020 and 21. And so this would be a great time to sit down and have a conversation with a trusted real estate professional about what that empowers you to do. What are your options with that equity? How can you use it to make your life better, your plans come true? If you're a buyer and you've been saying, like many buyers, like, well, I'm waiting for things to change in the market before I do anything. Well, the change that you can anticipate is that the house that you want to buy will cost more tomorrow than it does today. The money that you need to borrow to buy that house will cost more with higher interest rates tomorrow than it does today. So as a buyer, now would be a better time to act than later, all other things being equal. Buyers, sellers, investors, it is a great opportune time to move in this real estate market. And I would love to answer your questions, sit down and talk to you about what your plans are and your needs are, where your position is, to see if it's an opportunity for you to get into this market and benefit from it. I'll talk to you and see you again at our next 5-minute update. Thanks.